Live from the Talking Joe studios.
It's Talking Joe with Chief and Ben. Hey, it's me, the Chief. I'm joined by my buddy.
It's me, it's Ben, it's Talking Joe time.
Sure is. Episode 18, I believe.
It is! Episode 18, we're coming up to the big 20.
Big 20 coming up. It's a milestone, is it, 20?
It doesn't feel like it, to be honest with you, Chief. Maybe
But in
25.
general culture, anything that's a multiple of 10 seems to be celebrated. We're covering issue 53 this week, which is November 1986. And obviously when we get to the end of 1986, I think we've got a year-end review show, which will cover 85 and 86.
Wow,
So
I feel like we've only just done one of those.
whether or not... Well, and because we're doing...
Oh, we're a little bit behind where we were.
Well,
when we
no,
did that
because we're
last one.
doing one for every 2 calendar years of the comic, and because we cover like 4 issues, so we probably do an award show once every 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah, okay, I'm with
But
you.
whether or not we do it next episode or the one after, we'll decide that after this in
Okay.
the private company of our own homes.
What have you been up to, mate?
So this week, this morning I have just put on. I got a day off today, so this morning I put on a film that I had taped a long time ago off the
Taped?
Virgin
DVR?
Virgin Media, whatever. I still call it taped.
Oh, I wish we were still taping. I really do.
VHS, love it. Tracking. Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage.
Oh, crikey. Yeah, I never really got into those. What?
No.
So is that with Vin Diesel? Or
Yes,
with...
so I tape or record or whatever, a lot of generally duff movies because I kind of like crappy movies.
I remember doing that with DVR. You just sort of record anything, really, don't you?
Correct. And I'd seen the first one, Vin Diesel, and then I think he got booted off, and they brought in Ice Cube,
Yeah, that was
possibly
it, yeah.
for the second one. Can't remember any of them, but this one is maybe a couple of years old, and I've just started it. I'm about 20 minutes in. Holy moly, this is a big bag of fun.
Oh, geez.
Really, I thought it'd be awful, but I'm actually Neymar's in it
What
at
is
the
it?
beginning.
Extreme sports. Vin Diesel doing chasing people snowboarding.
There's a bit at the beginning where he's at the top of this telecom tower in kind of like South America or somewhere, and he jumps out with a pair of skis on, and he skis down the mountain. But this is jungle. This is not snow. He skis down the jungle mountain. Then he switches to a skateboard.
It's a real stretch for me to imagine Vin Diesel
Yes.
skiing or skate. It doesn't seem to fit.
You picture him behind the wheel of a fast car.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Or hitting someone with a big wrench.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what he'd look like on a skateboard.
Yeah. It's more fun than it should be at
The
this
CG
stage.
is usually real bad as well, so I'm guessing those scenes don't look great.
No, they look good. They look
Really?
good. I don't think it's CG, none of it.
What?
I don't
What do
think
you
it's-
mean?
I don't think it's CG. I think it's someone actually doing it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But obviously I'm only 20 minutes in. There's plenty of time for it to go downhill.
You're only 20 minutes in?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to be surprised if you get to the end of that thing and you're not bored senseless.
Yeah.
It's just
I'll-
mindless, Chief.
I'll let you know.
Oh,
What have you been up
shudder.
to?
Mate, I've been dipping my toes back into making content. I've been like making some videos for Instagram and stuff. Before I had kids, I was really kind of creative and used to make loads of projects, videos and stuff. And then I kind of dropped out of it, but I've kind of got my mojo back. So I've started making loads of kind of retro 80s based content.
I've seen a couple
So
of those.
that's what I've been
They're
doing.
very, very professional, very swish.
Yeah, well, I kind of film them and then I sort of glitch it all down so it's got like a sort of VHS type look, which is strange because these days everyone wants 4K, but I'm going the other way.
Yeah. No, I'm impressed. I'm, very good.
Yeah, I really do miss VHS as a format and as a kind of renting, going to... I feel like that whole culture is just... Digital has just wiped that out, and I feel like we've lost something.
Yeah, I used to
Don't
work
you miss
in.
browsing?
Yeah, I used to work in Blockbuster. And
Chief, I did not know that.
Really?
Best job you ever had, surely.
Um,
Good bants?
Yes, good
Recommending
bands with
stuff?
my buddy Parky. We used to
It's like Clerks.
stick. Yes, it was. We used to stick on a movie and on evening shifts and just watch that. And
So this was an official Blockbuster. That's
this was
awesome.
an official Blockbuster. That was during when I was a student the first time round.
Was this Guildford?
This was in Frimley. When I was at uni in Surrey Uni, and it was in Frimley Green, in fact, where the
Talk to me about the size
home
of the
darts.
store and how many of you were working there at one time.
Generally 2 or 3.
Good.
Generally 2.
Okay.
Size of store, not a massive one.
Not a massive one.
Probably
okay.
down the smaller end of the store. But not massively busy, which was good because there was a lot of times. Actually, when there was 3 of us, me, Parky, and Bill, we used to play Blockbuster cricket in the shop. So one would be down one end, and we had these foam balls, and one would be down the other end, and you had a big poster tube, which was your bat. Someone's bowling it, and you had to see how many titles you could knock off the shelves.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's how busy it was.
How long were you? What sort of stint did you put in there then?
Normally 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. something like
But
that.
overall, a couple of years or?
Yeah, probably 18 months to 2 years. Yeah.
God, I think that's my dream job.
Well,
I
we
dream big.
also worked, which was good jobs we had at different venues. I must say, we both worked at Odeon Cinema.
Oh, it was the best job I've ever had. Amazing.
Yeah.
So, did you get any sweet hookups with Blockbuster? Did you used to take loads of the posters and stuff like that, or were they pretty tight on that?
No. We take what we could. Yeah, definitely.
And did you get to choose what films you put on?
Absolutely.
On the TVs, or did you have to run trailers or?
No. We choose what we would put on.
Don't sometimes you wish you were still back at old Blockbuster?
Oh, definitely. Would not support a wife, a mortgage, and a child, but
That's the problem. But I do tell the young people all the time that crappy jobs when you're young, they can be a blast.
absolutely.
It should be social. Odeon was like 50 people working there, all from different walks of life,
Yep.
from different countries. It was so good. So what were you? You were Guildford. I was Bournemouth.
Yeah. Were you there at the stage when they started implementing on your name badge your name plus your favourite movie?
No, I was
You were
living with a mate who worked at UCI, and they did that there.
Okay, yeah, we had that, and basically they all stitched me up. They put Kindergarten Cop, or
It's a bloody good film, though.
it's a good film
ironically.
actually. So it's not really a stitch up, but then I'd like, I'll get a replacement, or I'd say I lost my badge. I'd put the order in, and they'd go and change the order form and put some real junk movie.
Yeah. The only thing is, I think it was a bit more work, Odeon. I imagine Blockbuster was way more chilled. Because
Correct.
even when a Blockbuster is busy, I mean, what are they doing? They're
I
just
did
renting
at one
movies.
shift when I was doing a 5:30 p.m. till midnight or whatever shift at the Odeon. There was several occasions on a quiet weekday evening where I did actually go in and watch a whole movie.
Oh, yeah, I used
in
to
a
do that.
screen.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what the weekday shifts were for, man.
yeah.
I
But,
reminisce.
Good times.
I think, are you going to go and see Captain Marvel?
No.
It's set in the 90s, and I thought in the trailer, I thought it was very good how they made you know that. It pans down on this absolutely ginormous blockbuster.
Right,
And
okay.
you're like, it's pretty
I don't
90s.
think I might have seen the trailer, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of stopped going to see comic book films at the cinema. I'm just sort of watching them when they come, out to rent. But yeah,
What's
it's gonna be all right.
I haven't seen the last. What was the last?
It made a truck ton of money.
Did it? 'Cause didn't Aquaman?
Well, I think.
Didn't Aquaman end up being DC's biggest movie?
Yeah, how funny is that? It's crazy.
And I haven't seen Captain Marvel. No interest. I've got no interest in that Shazam nonsense.
Oh God, no,
That
no,
looks
no.
awful.
I don't really understand what that is. But I think you would, from what I've read. I mean, I don't think I watch it, but I think you'd like Aquaman. It's meant to be bonkers,
Right.
quite sort of bonkers. Apparently,
Is that out yet to stream or anything?
Next Monday, I think that
Okay.
comes out.
Right.
I think it's just there's no kind of normal reality in it. It's just
Right.
in their Atlantis or wherever he is. It's
Okay.
just mental.
Yeah.
Anyway, who the heck's been grinding your gears this week, Chief?
Well, this one, I think you and the general populace who listen to this show will agree with me on this one.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a bit of backstory first. on Saturday I popped into Croydon. I had to go into Lush
Croydon Crusher.
I had to go into Lush to stock up some
Crikey. Make sure you read
cosmetics.
the labels.
Mainly because the missus has been using my shower scrub that I bought last time, and my pot emptied a lot quicker than normal, so I had to go in and restock.
So expensive in there.
Yeah. And I went to the comic shop to pick up a few bits, and I went somewhere else to do something. Anyway, I went to the fruit and veg market.
Nice.
Yeah, I had like half a kilogram of blueberries for £1. I mean, you're not going to get that in Sainsbury.
Yeah, you're
That's
going
like
to be on
£3 in Sainsbury.
Mate, those will go right through you.
I made a blueberry and oat cake.
Oh, delicious.
Very nice. Anyway, so I popped into the comic shop, parked my bike up outside, locked it up, come back outside. I was only gone 5 minutes. Bicycle helmet stolen.
Oh, for God's sake.
Stolen.
Yeah, I
on my
mean...
bike. So that basically was grinding my gears, scummy thieves.
It's difficult with a helmet, because what do you
normally...
do you sort of make it part of the lock, as in thread it through?
Normally, no, because I normally take it with me wherever.
Okay.
I lock the bike up and I either clip it onto my rucksack or just hold it.
Out there.
And this one, I thought I'm only popping in quickly, plonked it on the handlebars.
Yeah.
Busy Saturday afternoon, Some chances come along, tried his luck. Oh look, this is not strapped on. I'll have that. Absolute scumbag.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that.
It wasn't a cheap one either. It was like 40 knicker.
Well, you got to look after your, noggin.
Lesson there.
If you're walking down the street and
Yep.
you see someone cool as a cucumber, they literally don't even stop. They walk past the bike, they just yoink, they take it. What do you do? Do you go police academy, citizens on patrol?
Oh, so you're just a general passerby. You're not the owner.
Because we should all look out for each other, shouldn't we?
Well, what if I'd have come out of Forbidden Planet and the bike's like 5 yards away and I see someone grab my helmet? What do?
Exactly.
Do I tackle him to the ground? Do I get stabbed up? Lots of stabbings in Croydon.
Stabbed up.
I don't want to get stabbed up for a bicycle helmet. By the same token, I want to smash this guy around with my bicycle helmet in his face.
What I'm trying to get at is I feel like we've lost a kind of civic... I feel like back in the day, everyone kind of looked out for each other a bit more.
I'll tell you what.
There was a sense of togetherness.
Is it Police Academy 4 you mentioned? Citizens on Patrol. Good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie. I don't know if it is 4. I don't know. I get
4 or
so
5.
confused. I check out after 5 Miami Beach.
Assignment
5?
Miami Beach.
Yeah, that's the last
That's
one.
5, I think. Mission
I
to
think-
Moscow 6, maybe.
But then I was about to say, then they started getting silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 and 2 are fantastic. In fact,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all good.
Yeah.
God, I used to watch those a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah. But anyway,
what I'm saying is, I feel like society
we've lost the art of watching your brother's back.
Yeah, totally. Because I feel like what you were saying then is quite a nice story. You're out there, you're getting your fruit and your veg from the market. You're going to your local. You're part of your local community, which is awesome, and that's kind of how it should be. But then you've done all those nice things, supported your local community, or Croydon, and then they've stolen your hat.
Someone doesn't give two flying
Stole
Fs.
your lid.
Yeah, stole my lid.
Have you replaced it? I mean, you've got a crikey cycling helmet. Is
so
savage.
I actually cycled today. I did cycle down to the post office today because I had a big shipment of Daredevil comics coming in from the USA. So I cycled down there, and that's
do you get them delivered to the post office? Do you?
No, my post office is about a 5-minute walk away.
That's
but
handy.
this came up via Parcel Force, and it was signed delivery, and no one was in yesterday. So when it arrived, one of those little flyers through the door, you got to collect it. But they didn't drop it off at my local 5-minute walk post office. They delivered it to Hackbridge, which is about a 10-minute cycle.
Chumps.
So I popped down there this morning, but it's hatless. So I was concerned that part of that journey. But maybe this afternoon I will pop into somewhere, JD Sports or whatever it's called.
You got to get yourself a lid.
Yes.
Defo. Right, my friend.
Right, shall we talk about some G.I. Joe comics?
For sure.
Love it. So on the slate this week we've got issue 53 of the regular series, and we've got issues 2, 3 and 4 of special missions. Right, so 53 here, we have got Snake Eyes holding up his Uzi, and it's almost like an anniversary style issue because around the outside you've got loads of Marvel characters.
Okay, because I was going to say, what's going on with this cover? Because I got nothing.
Right.
I just got Snake Eyes. And
Really?
he's not even in the issue. I was like, this is weird.
Okay.
So round the outside, I got nothing.
You got a trade cover. That is very interesting. So
It's really dull.
I'm going to post this cover up because also friends of the show, Peter Seddon, actually got a cover recreation of this done by, I forget who it was. He's going to kill me. Anyway, I forget who the artist was. But he had a recreation done this cover, so I'll post up the actual cover.
So it's a good cover, is it?
Like you said, it's just a static image. But what I like, I think it was Roger Langridge who did the recreation.
So who you got on
the
the
outside? Amazing artist. So I've got pictures of Thor, Human Torch, Mr. Fantastic, Hulk,
awesome.
Power Man, Iron Fist, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Daredevil. There's the X-Men.
So what is it an
there.
anniversary of?
Marvel 25th anniversary. Top left-hand corner. Marvel. It says Marvel 25th.
Oh, I haven't got any of that. Okay, I thought something was. I was like, this is a very strange cover.
All right, well, check it out when I post it up there. This is from November 1986. This is Larry Harmer, Rod Wiggum pencils, Andy Mazinski inks, George Russo's colours, and Joe Rosen is on letters. And it's called Pitfall.
Yeah, because the pit is shut.
The pit is, because obviously at the end of the last issue, G.I. Joe's been shut down.
It certainly has.
Here we've got some of the high-up ranking dudes.
Pen pushers. Blotter jotters.
Well, they're not. Well,
Desk jockeys.
I like that. As the issue pans out, it turns out they're not really. They are.
No, I like that. That was like the classic trope of have the pen pusher, but they come good.
Yeah. So you've got General Hollingsworth, you've got General Ryan, you've got Hawk, and you've got some other guy whose name escapes me. But anyway, they're down in the pit. They're about to decommission it. But unbeknownst to them, Cobra are launching under Serpentor's new leadership. They're launching a covert attack on the pit.
Yes.
I mean, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah. I recognised this from one of the cartoons. They take this storyline with the BATs. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
they infiltrate through the air ducts, don't they, into
the
base?
Yeah. It's actually in Arise, Serpentor, Arise. It's how the film starts without Serpentor, and Cobra Commander makes a real hash of this.
Right.
And that's when all the top dogs are like, right.
He's starting to panic a bit, Cobra Commander, isn't he?
Yeah,
about Serpentor, usurping leadership. We saw that at the end of the last one.
Yeah, so he wants to get involved, doesn't he, Cobra Commander, in this issue?
He wants to lead the troops almost and, be the flag bearer, the guy who's on the ground doing it. I like early on, you actually see Beachhead here unmasked, because I don't know, do you ever see him without his balaclava on in the cartoon?
This is the first time this is the first time I've seen him.
He's having an arm wrestle with Leatherneck.
Yeah, they're all a bit sort of bored, aren't they, up top? I like the way Spirit's just chucking tomahawks.
A picture of Cobra Commander on the wall.
Yeah.
Love it.
I like this issue. I didn't think Serpentor had much dialogue or much to say.
Not really in it much, is he?
No, I thought he would have had a few more zings or... Yeah, but...
Really cool bit I like where... you mentioned the bats, and they just literally drop them down some access tunnels. And they're all just literally falling down however many
Terminator
style, smashing on the ground, falling to
still
bits.
Going.
Yeah, heads sort of ajar, legs broken, still going, still shooting.
Yeah.
And at the moment, the only guys in the pit are literally our four, Hawk and the three, the generals.
How good is that panel where the general with the pipe?
Yep.
He's draped in ammo, and he's got his massive, and he's kind of just grinning.
Oh, that's where that's the bit where
down.
This is the bit where Harmer again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Where he is telling everyone what weapons everyone's got.
So you've
got General Ryan. I think it is. I've got the Law rocket grenades, satchels, charges, and claymore mines. I've got the M16 with built-in M203 40mm grenade launcher. And then General Hollingsworth, go for it. I'll lay down cover with the M60. And like you say, he is literally John J. Rambo style.
Yeah, he's just feeding it in.
Yeah, love it.
So good. My favourite part of all this is all the Flint stuff and the eels.
Well, Flint's takes a bit of centre stage here, doesn't he? Because he's been, had some action before, especially on the issues at the Arbco Circus where he's fighting Tomax and Zaymot on top of the roller coaster.
Yeah, because he's high up. He's about third and fourth in command.
Here again, he's showing that he's good at the fisticuffs. Because
he's shining on to Lady J, isn't he?
He's shining on to Lady J. She pulls him into the bush. He thinks his luck's in. Action's going to pick up.
His hair is like oil.
The action that picks up is actually him taking on about 20 eels in hand-to-hand combat while she goes to get help.
Yeah,
So
that is badass when they're coming out of the drink.
Is he just kind of trying to prove how macho he is to Lady J, or is he actually taking one for the team here?
I don't remember him being a kind of, what's the word? I think he's a good guy. So
Right.
I don't remember him being sleazy or kind of anything like that.
Yeah.
Flint is a ruddy hero. He takes a few shots, doesn't he, with the eels? He gets banged up.
Oh, he gets
Takes
mega
a black
banged up. And like
eye.
you say, when he comes back, there's one eel who's left to finish him off with a knife, and then Flint takes him out, and then he kind of picks up a gun and a knife, and he's all battered and bruised and bloody. He's taken one.
What's the deal with how they actually blow up the pit? Oh, no, that's it. So now we get into the sacrifice. Basically, the desk suckers, they start sacrificing themselves one by one.
Yeah, so you've got Hollins. They basically, there's a Cobra Commander and Destro. They've strapped one of these BATs with loads of plastic explosives and sent it down the stairwell, and then he's like one stray shot, and the whole thing's going to go blow up. So Hollinsworth, like you say, leaps up the stairs, rugby tackles this BAT, holds it to the ground while the others can get free.
Yes.
They lock themselves. No, it's not Hollinsworth. Who is it? It's Admiral Dyson. Basically, rugby tackles this dude, and then there's a cool scene of the bats kind of got him above his. They've locked themselves away. The bats.
He's ultimate warriored him.
He's ultimate warriored him above his shoulders. He's about to gorilla press slam him, and Hollinsworth. Boom, hits that detonator.
Yeah, I disagree with this statement there. He's like, if you hit a detonator hard enough, it'll either break or go off.
What do you mean you disagree with that? How do you know?
If you hit a detonator, I mean, he's literally just pushing the button.
I thought he was trying to set it off.
Yeah.
Either
way,
he
goes
dead.
up, and they think that the Cobra Commander and Destro think that they've got Hawk, so they're well chuffed.
Yeah, exactly.
But what's his name thinks he's stolen his thunder by being a hero.
Yeah, he's not happy that someone else has sacrificed himself. So it's kind of a game of one-upmanship.
But he gets his in the end because he actually nukes the whole pit, doesn't he?
Yeah, because now Destro and Cobra Commander have found the Joes. There's a little bit of firefighting going on. There's up top and downstairs. Hawk and General Ryan and Hollingsworth pitched battle now with Cobra Commander and Destro, and some big piece of machinery's fallen on General Ryan, and he's got like the detonator in his hand. All the others escape, and he's like, "Ha! Admiral Dyson thought he had me outdone. I'll show him." As he
just destroys the pit.
As he destroys the pit.
Yeah, that's a really cool explosion. It reminds me of the beginning of like the Avengers. It kind of sinks in.
Oh,
it's
whole
cool.
Or like when the thing blows up in Dark Knight, the stadium kind of thing.
It falls into itself.
It's a bit
I kind of like how it ends this one.
It's a bit kind of quick at the end because there were more cobras. Surely there were more cobras on site here, but all we really saw was the eels. We saw a little bit of the dreadnoughts, tiny bit of Serpentor, and then you see the dreadnoughts escaping in a van. So was it literally just was it just a covert strike? It wasn't the whole of Cobra, was it?
Felt to me at the beginning that this was like they're like, oh, okay, they're going for it.
Yeah.
But it didn't really pan out like that. But what I like at the end is how they reinstate G.I. Joe, but they're going to be kind of a mobile unit.
Yeah, this is good. So their suspension lasted one issue, but Hollinsworth, real cool panels there. Those last two where Hawk and Hollinsworth are standing over the rubble. Then you close up and he goes, "You're right, Hawk. In fact, the Joes are off suspension. As of this minute, you're back in command. You'll be a nomad unit, always on the move with no home base to be a vulnerable target. When can you get mobilized?" "Right now, sir."
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah,
they're back.
It's a change. This is marking a turning point. We had the previous turning point where Serpentor arrived, and that was marking out, divisions within Cobra and new dynamics going on. And now this is yet another change where there's no pit,
Yeah.
And what's that going to mean for the G.I. Joes? Well, we'll find out next episode.
That's what I mean, because there's a truckload of them. So I don't know, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
Cool. Yo Joe Cola, my friend.
I got to give it an 8, I think. I mean, cool. I was wavering on a high 7. But I think I'm going to go 8. It's going to be a low 8 for me.
Yeah, I'll go 7. It was fine. Right, so we're moving on to some special missions.
Moving on to special missions. You had mentioned very briefly that you potentially weren't feeling these. I also got some feedback that other people, special missions weren't their bag. I potentially really like these, so let's see how this shakes out.
Okay.
Special missions issue 2. We've got a great cover here, Mike Zek cover. You've got Recondo, Roadblock and Clutch on the front, engaged in a massive firefight.
Yeah, that is a heck of a cover.
It's a great cover.
I mean, that gets you pumped for reading it, for sure.
This is
it's carnage.
December
Goddamn
1986. So
Merry
the
Christmas.
synopsis here is there's two kind of parts to this story going on at the same time. First of all, in Greenland, you've got, I think it's Alpine Airtight, Breaker and Snowjob. They're going to investigate a WW2 bomber, which is kind of on an ice shelf in Greenland, and it's got some nerve toxin bomb kind of thing on it.
Good setup.
Good setup. Meanwhile, there's another group of guys, which is, like I just mentioned, Roadblock, Clutch, Recondo, and I think Dial Tone's there as well. They're in Argentina, because why are they there? They're trying to track down some Nazi war criminal, doctor dude, who apparently he was part of this bomber mission, and he knows how to safely defuse this nerve toxin.
Yeah.
So they're trying to cut a deal with him to get the, how to defuse this bomb safely.
Yeah, I mean, if it was explained that quickly in the actual comic, I'd have been down with it. It's just, oh, jeez. I
really like the way this unfolds.
So much dialogue, and it's so heavy. It just didn't feel like a G.I. Joe comic to me at all. But then I realised, well, effectively, this is meant to be a new brand of G.I. Joe, isn't it? So they're going to make it feel different.
It's unsaddled. It's unsaddled by all the soap opera of the regular series. You've got your Joes in there, but they didn't necessarily need to be Joes. They could have just been normal military guys, I guess. But having them as Joes does make it better, obviously, because we know them and they're a bit more
just
recognisable.
way too much dialogue for me, I think, Chief,
Okay.
up front. And well, actually, to be frank, a little bit confused. I just didn't feel the need for the other. I was on board with the storyline with Snowjob and those guys.
Yes.
It just felt more G.I. Joe, and it's just the other stuff seems so heavy.
Cobra,
although visually very
Cobra
lovely
pop
to look
along
at.
in Greenland, don't they? Firefly's leading some hiss tanks. And then you get sort of pitch battle. That's kind of your standard-ish, setup with.
I could have had a
nothing
whole
too
issue about
complex.
that, though. I mean,
They're shooting at the plane. Good tense action stuff there. And I know what you mean, where it gets a bit heavier, because these guys in Argentina, they've come across some sort of like almost freedom fighters, haven't they, in the jungle? And they've been trying to track down this doctor and trying to, basically kill him, put an end to him for the horrors that he was a part of as part of Nazi Germany. The Joes, obviously, they don't want him killed because they want to make a deal with him. Effectively, they're going to offer him sanctuary or asylum in, return for how he's going to help defuse the bomb. And it's almost like the freedom fighters in the jungle actually end up tying up the Joes, don't they? Because they don't want them to cut a deal. But Recondo slips out and
Recondo gets knocked out by Roadblock.
He breaks in. Yeah, he gets knocked out because he wants to, get in there, and he gets knocked out. But then in the night he slips away, doesn't he? And he makes it into this compound where the doctor is, and then you get another twist to add even more to it, where it turns out that the doctor was part of two bombers,
two planes.
He was in he was piloting the one that had the nerve toxin, claimed he had some sort of fault. He landed, the other German plane landed. The other German plane was carrying gold bullion. He killed all the other Germans, jumped in the plane with the gold and flew off. So
it's
he's
too
a double
ambitious,
scumbag.
Chief. It's too ambitious, I think. I do admire what they're going for, but it could just be any kind of military comic. I just didn't. In all honesty, I just didn't get it. To be honest with you,
Okay.
I just did not. I couldn't get on board. And when it cut back to the G.I. Joe thing, I felt like it was just a completely separate.
Right. Because in the end, they don't actually
so
need him
much
because
dialogue.
a stray bullet sets off the nerve toxin, doesn't it? And that goes up, and so they don't actually need this Nazi doctor anymore. And they leave him with the fellow Germans in the compound who are now
And they off him, don't they?
aware that he killed their buddies back in WW2. So effectively, the other Germans kill him. What about those other Germans though? Are they not also war criminals? I don't know. But
yeah, I
so
feel
you're
like
saying
they're-
too
they're
heavy?
going
Too heavy.
Look, I let's just keep it to this issue. I just didn't like it. Too heavy, way too much dialogue. I don't mind dialogue. That makes me sound like an idiot, but some of the pages were just like, geez, okay. And it's just strayed a little bit too far away from my kind of core G.I. Joe sensibilities, I guess.
Okay. So, what's your yo-joage on this then?
5.
5?
5. I mean, I'll never read it again.
Okay. I mean, for me, it's a high 7.
Okay.
I even contemplated an 8.
Some of the art's gorgeous.
I really like it. I just like the change of, obviously the main series is amazing. And
I mean, this is worlds apart from the last issue. It's worlds apart
because this is trying to be a military war comic,
Yeah, it very much is.
I kind of like, maybe it's just because I've had so much of the original series and now there's this. So, but I remember that first Special Missions, you've got it ranked as your number 10 story of all time.
Yeah, but I just don't think they're comparable.
You think this
was very linear.
Is so different to that, do you?
I don't think it's so different. I just think that it was a nice linear. It felt like one thing. I just didn't like that other.
So what you're saying is the craft, the way the story is told here.
It's too ambitious. You can't squeeze it in, and you'll see what I mean in the next 2 issues as well.
Okay, I think I'll give it a 7. Right. So next one we've got is Special Missions 3. Cover here is a kind of sort of a bus truck thing with the Joes in. Again, pitched firefight. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm not so keen on the colour in here.
It's not spectacularly drawn. Yeah.
And I just very quick shout out to the crew behind that Special Missions 2. We've got script Larry Harmer, Herb Trimpe is pencils and inks, Bob Shereen is colours, and Phil Felix is letters. And for this one, the team is exactly the same. Although I felt the colours really let this issue down myself. But
I didn't have any issue with the colours, but there's a lot of dude, we've got Leatherneck on the cover.
Yeah.
One of my first figures that I ever bought.
Yeah. So he features in the next one as well. So the synopsis here is.
Oh, try it, Chief.
It's quite simple, isn't it? We're in the Middle East. There's a Joe team there, and they have got a mission. They've got Slipstream is part of the mission, and what they need to do is get him onto this secret covert base so that he can steal a Russian Yak-36 VTOL plane and take it home.
Again, felt like that's beautiful. Give it to me. Set it up like that. Again, just so much dialogue. Just didn't think. I was like, these little vignettes. I get what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But I was like, I feel like the missions that they could be on could be better than this.
Yeah.
It's just so. Again, it's just a military comic.
No Cobra involvement here.
Which isn't my problem. I do want to make clear that I don't need Cobra to have a good G.I. Joe comic.
Yep.
It really isn't that. It's just the type of stories that they're trying to tell.
Yeah. And you get another character in here. So Colonel Sharif is the bad guy, effectively, and he's been hiring kind of washed-up US, they're almost mercenaries, fighter jocks to fly his planes. And one of them is a guy called Deke, he's been a POW. He got shot down as a veteran. He got shot down, spent 3 years in a POW camp, and he's been liaising with the Joes. The bad guys capture him, they torture him, and he kind of sells out the Joes, doesn't he? It's like a redemption story. So he sells out the Joes, so the bad guys go to capture him, and then in the end, he comes good by sacrificing himself to let the Joes escape.
Yeah, how do you feel about Leatherneck?
Yeah, I like Leatherneck. Do you?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's quite a sort of hard, sort of bit of a miserable character. I feel like.
Yeah.
Bit of a hard ass.
Doesn't tolerate fools. He's not got a lot of patience.
Yeah.
I like the scene where they're in the garage and they're kind of tooling up this mini camper van. They're putting Kevlar on the seats. They're putting reinforced steel in the engine block and making it putting self-sealing foam tyres in because they know they got to break into this enemy airfield or whatever, and they know there's going to be seep resistance.
I'll be honest, I was struggling big time with this one. Again, it felt very similar to that last issue. I just couldn't get on board with what they were trying to achieve with the types of special missions that they're going on.
I mean, they get Slipstream into this plane, and the Joes are trying to escape.
We've met Slipstream before, haven't we?
Yeah, we've met Slipstream before.
Yeah.
He was on the assault on Springfield, I think. Possibly.
Does he come with a vehicle, Slipstream?
Yeah, he comes with the X-30 Conquest.
Ah, yeah.
It's the one with the reverse, the fins that point the wrong way.
Yeah, he featured heavy in the cartoon.
He's actually going to feature, because I actually read the wrong issue here. I read issue.
Oh, really?
I read issue 5 by accident, thinking it was issue 4. Just didn't look. So I did go back and read 4, so don't worry, I can cover that next. But I know Slipstream features heavily in issue 5, which I think you'll like. I think you'll like issue 5. So there's a reason to carry on.
No, it's not. Well, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So the Joes are escaping. Colonel Sharif has unveiled some Stinger missiles, and they're about to shoot them down. And Deke basically has got into a plane. He's made his way to the airfield, got into a plane, and he's suicide bombed into these missiles so the Joes can escape.
Chief, I think I figured it out. What I don't like about these last two issues, it's the dialogue and the writing.
Okay.
I think is my main issue, because it's not the setups are fine.
Yeah.
I just think maybe they could be a little bit more fun.
This issue's called Burnout, by the way, so maybe you're suffering burnout.
Burnout. No, it's also, we went from, when you go from the main storyline and then over to these, it's a change of pace, isn't it? It's different. They are different, and that should be applauded. It's like they're not just going to release special missions and not make them kind of different. It's good that they're attempting to do something, and there's loads of these to come.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I'm down on all of them. As
Okay.
you said, I really liked Special Missions 1. Just did not like 2 and 3.
Right. And you're giving it a 5.
I am, Chief.
I'm giving it a 7. So both 5s for both of yours. Right, I'm giving it a 7. Next one is issue 4. It's called No Holds Barred. Cover is Lifeline, who we've not seen before.
Big fan of Lifeline. That's quite, I don't know why, that's quite an iconic cover to me. When I think of Special Missions...
He's basically, just to let people know...
I usually think of that.
He's upside down in a tree. It's caught up in his parachute harness while the October Guard are walking through the jungle below him.
When I think of Special Missions, I always think of that cover. Always.
Right.
Don't know why. It just sticks out to me.
Okay. So what's happening here? The guys are in Southeast Asia.
It's simple.
They have managed to... Again, I think Slipstream was in this one. That Slipstream has lured out a fire bat from one of the Cobra Terrordromes. This is all off panel. You don't see this. And they've captured... They've shot it down. They've captured the fire bat. They've got it in the back of one of their... is it whatever the plane is, and they're taking it back to HQ.
Yeah, Lifeline's trying to sort of open it up.
He's trying to open it up. Great opening page here where they've been shot down by the October Guard. So yeah, they get shot down by the October Guard. Then there's a race in the jungle
to find the black box
because the Joes have had to bail out of their aircraft. There's a race to get the black box, and they encounter some river pirates along the way.
Lifeline basically getting bullied effectively by Leatherneck the entire issue.
So here we got
Savage
on mission. We got Leatherneck, Lifeline, Roadblock, and Wild Bill. And like you say, this is. Lifeline refuses to engage in return fire with the October Guard. He won't pick up a weapon. Also, there's a tiger in the jungle. They're about to shoot it, and he says, no, don't shoot the tiger. He'll just go on his way. Basically, it's the pacifist versus the meathead.
It's a good trope. I mean, I liked it.
Obviously, there's a twist at the end where Lifeline turns out to be a black belt in Aikido.
Aikido, yeah, which is it's all defensive, isn't it?
Correct.
You're taking the other person's moves against them.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked all of this issue. Didn't like the River Pirate bit.
This is April 1987, by the way, and I think it's this slightly different crew. Harmer and Trimpe, script and pencils and inks. Roussos is on colours and Joe Rosen's on letters. See, this looks so much better than the previous issue to me. So I think the colour Roussos is a much better colourist than the previous guy. No offence to the other guy, and the ink seems so much tighter. And I thought this looked really good.
It does look really
fantastic.
Good. Sometimes though, don't you think with the colour palette is to do with the setting of the story, and you might just be more inclined to this type of palette.
Yeah. I think that's true.
It was quite. There's a
real
hard greens in that last one.
There's a real cool bit here where the October Guard have shot down the Joe's plane. And one of them, I forget who it is, has got an RPG and he can't fire it from the inside the plane. So he's in free fall and he's got this RPG on his shoulder and he fires it at the Hind D October Guard helicopter. Quality.
Yeah, I love that. I love this. It's linear. I was like simple.
Yep.
Both go. It felt like a special mission.
I've now nailed it down. You like big assault style stories and also simple storytelling.
I am not simple, but I do like linear.
In your movies, you quite like. Do you like a bit sort of twisty, oddball stuff, or do you still like linear stuff when you're looking at movies?
Well,
do you like stuff like
with a single issue? It's a lot to pack in.
What's that DiCaprio, Christopher Nolan movie? The real weird one in the dreams and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Inception.
Yeah, you like that?
Fan. Yeah, big fan.
See, that's completely all over the show.
Yeah, but it's the medium.
Right.
If you've got 4 issues, jump around a bit.
Right.
comic issue. They're very, very short. You've got a limited amount of what's the page count, Chief, on your average
22.
G.I. Joe? Yeah, 22. Crikey, that's nothing.
Okay.
So when you're trying to skip between pretty heavy stuff, lots of dialogue, I don't know. I think it's difficult to achieve where you can have a lot more fun if you just keep it linear.
I'm kind of with you. I kind of prefer that linear stuff in a comic book format. So yeah. Anyway, but this is they've downed it. There's a race to get to the black box, and like you say, at one point these river pirates. I quite like the river pirates. I thought it was a bit kooky, a bit fun. All female river pirates come down. They capture the Joes and the October Guard, and they're making them fight 1-on-1.
Yes.
And you see a previous fight happening. One guy loses, and the Queen of the River Pirates literally just shoots this guy dead because he lost.
Yeah, and what does
Brutal.
Lifeline do that's so controversial at the end? He actually he gives up the box.
Well,
he to save the October Guard.
He gets in. They draw in straws, and Horror Show has drawn the short straw for the October Guard. Lifeline's drawn the straw for the Joe team. They got to fight 1-on-1. And there's some crazy scenes here where he's literally throwing Horror Show around. There's one panel where a Horror Show is literally, his body is completely stiff in a straight line, and his head has gone straight into
that's
mast,
a great one.
a pirate ship mast.
That is
and
comedy.
then he wins, and she's told him, "Here's a gun, finish him off," and he won't do it. And the pirate queen is like,
I like
"You're
Lifeline.
fighting, over this black box," and he's basically said, "Take this black box to the Cobra consulate in New York City."
Yeah, and they'll give you some good cash.
And they'll give you cash.
Now, they get banged up pretty bad, the Joes, in this, don't they?
Yeah.
And Lifeline's sort of really taking care of him, but they're not really...
Yeah.
They're not feeding him still.
And in the end, she just drops these black boxes over the side of the ship, doesn't she, into the river as an offering to the river gods. But I think Leatherhead has come round a little bit to Lifeline, hasn't he?
A little bit, yeah. Do you like it when Lifeline's giving Leatherneck a piggyback, and he's just shooting?
He's like, if you're not going to fire a weapon, load up my weapon, so at least I can return fire.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He just picks him up and they run.
It's a good trope. I like it. I like that. The medic in kind of war films is often like a pacifist and just wants to help out. Lifeline's a good character. I like him.
It's another 7 for me.
Yeah, I'm going up to a 7, Chief.
Okay.
I'm up to a 7.
Very good, very good.
But it would have got an 8 if it wasn't for those pesky river pirates.
Okay.
Just didn't like the way they were drawn or their look.
Right. Okay, well, that kind of wraps up the Joe talk for this episode. I have got a question for you, because now it's time for Chief Asked Ben a question. Chief Asked Ben a question. What'll he say? What'll he do when Chief asks Ben a question? What's your favourite? We can limit this just to episode 4 if you want, or we can open it up to all the movies. But what is your favourite looking alien from Star Wars?
Oh, my word.
I was initially thinking the Cantina.
Cantina or Jabba's Palace, isn't
or
it?
Jabba's Palace as your main 2 areas to look from. But if you want to extend it out to further ones.
Favourite alien?
You don't have to name the race or whatever. You can just give me a visual.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of, is it Reyes?
Okay, the guy with 3 eyes, yeah.
Yes, but what's his race? I forget. I should know that.
Don't know.
And also, he doesn't feature in that's a Jabba's Palace guy.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I was originally thinking episode
also
4,
like
but I'm happy
everyone in the Max Rebo band as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some...
Reyes is a Gran, Gran.
Ah, okay, fine. Who's your fave?
Tough one. I
love Jabba's Palace so much.
Yeah, Jabba's Palace is cool. I've got a big soft spot for the... What are they called? Not Bims. Whatever, Fig Randan and his band.
Oh, yeah. Twi'lek.
No.
Not Twi'leks. I know that, sorry, I do know those guys.
They got the big head with the big black eyes.
There's a lot of crazy people
I do like
wandering around in the
Twi'leks.
cantina. Yeah, Twi'leks are awesome.
Obviously, Bib is quality. And
Near Numb.
I do like the little kind of like werewolfy dude in the cantina.
Yeah, I think they might have got rid of him in special edition.
Really?
Idiots. Yeah, they went a bit weird.
Right, and I do
got
like
rid of
the
death, didn't they?
The Ithorians, the hammerhead dude.
Oh yes,
very good look.
Yes, massive fan.
Yeah.
Oh man, God! Now I just want to watch Return of the Jedi. Seriously, Jabba's Palace is fascinating. There's all sorts of people in there. Dengar's there.
Is he?
Yeah, Dengar's. Oh, Chief, you didn't know Dengar was in Jabba's Palace?
When? I didn't.
Dude, he's peering over the Rancor pit.
Okay.
Where did you think the figure came from?
Is he not in Empire?
Oh yeah, of course he is. What a
On the
douche.
bridge.
Yeah. Oh man, I would love a kind of live action bounty hunter.
Wait a minute,
Star
isn't
Wars.
there some sort of live action Star Wars TV show coming up?
Yeah, man.
That's
IG-88 has been photographed. He's in it.
hasn't there been?
In some
So that's been
form.
in production for a while, has it? Or
I think they've wrapped. It's done. I think.
and that is what who's screening that? Who owns that? Like
That's
what
Dis-
TV show? Is it
Disney-
on the Disney?
It's John Favreau is the showrunner.
So it's going to be
Um,
screened on the Disney streaming service.
Yeah, which hasn't been released yet. Yeah,
So-
Disney Plus.
Okay, Disney Plus.
So John Favreau it's his baby. 10 episodes, all with different directors,
Right.
guest directors.
Okay. Oh, big
Fingers
big
crossed.
actually news that I forgot to put in at the beginning of the show.
What's
you
that?
will not believe this.
Oh, man.
So I started rewatching Game of Thrones.
No,
Yeah.
dude, you're never gonna make it.
I'm
I'm-
not bothered about that. I'll continue.
Okay.
I probably won't bother starting season 8 till I catch up,
Oh, okay, yeah. So where are you up
or
to?
I'll watch season 8 but still continue watching wherever I am up to in the rewatch.
Okay.
So I'm 5 episodes in.
Wow, I didn't think you enjoyed it enough to ever watch it again.
Well, that's what I thought, but I'm finding that this initial season is actually miles better than the later stuff.
Season 1 is really good.
It's really,
Really good.
slow, and not so much is happening at the moment.
Again, it's way more linear. It's less sort
Yeah.
of
Although
deviating.
one question I've got for you, I'll probably come up with each week. I'll probably have a not Chief Ask Ben a question, but a beginning of the episode question. I'll probably have a Game of Thrones question for you, just for me to clear stuff up. That
Yeah.
I'm confused about because it's fresh in your mind as well at the moment. But one question I've got for you related to this is: Dany going to hook up with Jon Snow because she's his auntie? No.
Oh, are you not up to date? Did you not watch like season 7?
I quit halfway through.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to spoil. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I don't want to spoil it
Right.
for you or for anyone.
Because
Yes, they are. Technically, you are right with the auntie
Because
thing.
it
but, yeah,
isn't-
it's Game of Thrones. There's incest
isn't
incest all
his
over the
dad
place.
Rhaegar? Is that right?
Yeah,
Which is her brother.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Technically, she is.
Well, not technically, factually, or has it not been?
Well,
it's not been actually
no.
proven on the show yet.
No, because it's not. It's not 100%.
Okay.
It's not 100%.
It's not 100%
proven, but-
reveal. It's just a strong
but-
rumor.
Yeah.
Okay. But
But
they
I
are
got-
going to hook
yeah.
up, are they?
Well, yeah. I don't want to spoil it for
Okay,
anyone, but
all right.
you know, they have.
Okay. All right. But there's a
They
there's a
are.
lot of incest.
They have.
It's a show that's big on incest. Obviously, you got those.
Oh, they love
obviously,
it.
you got those two Lannister clowns.
Oh, Jesus, so gross.
Daenerys and her brother. They come from a lineage of brothers and sisters.
Yes, the Targaryens.
They
yes.
marry brothers and sisters.
Yeah, they're well into it.
And now possibly Snowy and his auntie.
Yeah,
but
it's a sick show, man.
yeah,
Yeah, season 1 is also, looking back, way more kind of graphic,
Yeah.
and they definitely tone it all down
yeah.
as the seasons go on.
Yeah,
So
because
where
at the
am
moment
I?
they-
I'm end of season 3. I am at.
Okay, we just had a joust, and the Mountain has just chopped the head off his horse,
Love a joust.
and
God, that
some
is a
dudes,
savage scene.
some dudes
there.
just and when he fought the other dude, is it Sir Hugh of the Vale? And he ended up
Yes.
getting some splintered joust in his neck. He's dead.
It's all. It feels a lot more grounded. Season 1,
Right.
which it does go a bit loopy.
Yeah.
Season 1 is really, really good. It's a way smaller budget, which is sort of noticeable
Right.
in terms of the scenes and where they go. But
Yeah.
there's something about it that I really, really like. But I have no idea what are deemed to be good and bad seasons. I heard a rumor that 5 seems to be lots of people's worst.
Okay.
I don't know what happens in 5.
And just to check,
but,
you're still on schedule.
I am ahead
You've
of
got
schedule.
a couple in the bag just in case.
Yeah, I'm doing really, really well. I'm hoping that if I carry on like this, I should be done a week before season 8
Okay.
airs, which will be good because sometimes I'm dropping 3
Right. What, in one day?
in one night. Yeah,
Right.
to watch 3. What are they? 50?
About 55 to 57,
they're-
I'm finding.
Yeah, skip the intro. That's 2 minutes saved.
Yeah.
Mate, those minutes add up.
Yeah.
I think I just saw a FedEx truck just drive past.
Is that good?
And he's for me.
Really?
FedEx. What joke. It's meant to be like so convenient. It's not convenient. I can't be in all day. I've missed this guy.
Do they not give you a time
missed this
slot?
chump. No, they give me nothing.
Because
I've missed him
I love it.
so many times.
I love it when I get DPD deliveries because they text you and say, here's your 1 hour time slot. If you want to switch this to another hour time slot during the day, just text us back.
Yeah, that's great.
DPD's great. But I don't like this. Be in between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Yeah,
that's no good
a hell
to
of
me.
a window.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a window.
I bet we got to wrap this up because sounds like you're going to open the door and run down the road after this FedEx truck.
I am. Wrap it up.
Be with us next week. We will be covering issues 54, 55, 56 and yearbook number 3.
Whoa, yearbook.
That is a continuation of the story from issue 56. So that's 54,
nice.
55, 56 and yearbook 3. Find us in the usual places, talkingjoecomics@gmail.com, Talking Joe Comics on Instagram, Talking_Joe on Twitter, and Talking Joe G.I. Joe podcast on the Facebook. And that is us.
Awesome. I've got to go and run after this FedEx truck.
Okay, everyone out there, have a good week. We will see you down the road.